Hello, gorgeous. So today is the Alchemical Visions Tarot unboxing review. I have already opened up the box. I started a video, and anyone who watches my channel knows I cannot edit. So if anything happens during my videos, I have to start them all over. At this point, I've just decided to not explain myself anymore. It is what it is. Nobody cares. This is your box. These are your cards. And I can tell you something. There are good things about, like, everything happens for a reason. So with this, here's what's crazy. Since I've opened it and started it, and I've only read about 2 cards so far. The Fool and the Magician. Because in every single deck we get, the Fools are always in the beginning. In this one, there was no Fool card. And I was like, wait, where's the Fool card? I found it at the end of the deck. So I put it in the front, thinking it was an error. Once I read the book, I realized, at least in this particular deck, the Fool is at the end of the entire tarot deck. Past all of the major and minors. And when I read in the book about the cards, which, again, I've only read 2 so far, I was so incredibly in awe of the way that each card is being described and utilized, and the way they see each element and the whole journey and the way the tarot has been being used, which I know the tarot is the journey of life from the very beginning to the very end, and then the whole start of it starting over again. So what's amazing about this is that this the Alchemical Visions Tarot, let's just start off from the beginning. The box is glorious. It's glorious. I love the box. You know, if you follow me in anything that I do, I'm very much about everything about the deck, starting from the box all the way through. I am very much also about aesthetic, but it's also about usability, accessibility. It's, you know, and I'm a truth teller. I just tell you how I feel about certain things. And I'm not saying I'm right, and I'm not saying I'm wrong. The only thing better than this box would be like a Travis McHenry wooden box, or, you know, a any kind of a latched box would be the only thing better than these magnetic style or the lift top boxes. So I love the box. I love that it's all done in silver. I love that we have the keys here, like in the Hierophant. And this is actually a window. So I love it's like a window into the soul of the deck. I love that it's embossed. This is impressed into. I love that. I love details. Details give importance to something. I feel like it makes it not more valuable in the sense of monetary, but more valuable in the sense of everything is done, every detail gives it more soul, more depth, more love, more importance. Okay, so see the window? Then as you open it up, then you have this right here. Okay? To achieve the ultimate... Oh, I don't have my glasses on. Hold on. I always forget I can't see. To achieve the ultimate mirror and to learn the nature of the soul. And it goes on and on and on. And you can either take a look at that and read that, or my recommendation is buy this deck. I mean, buy it all day long, buy it. I bought this deck off of Amazon, and it was around $30. Here's your book. Okay. Arthur Tusig. I'm assuming that's French, and I'm assuming I'm not saying it correctly, and that's fine. PhD. Okay. this is someone who studied and learned and focused on, like, I'm not putting anyone down. Most people who do tarot and they put a lot of effort, a lot of work into their study and their cards and their book. It takes a lot to get these put out into the public. So whether you're a PhD or whether you're not, some people are street educated, some people are scholastically educated. I don't take one away from the other. But I really appreciate how much time, energy, effort, and money this person has put into study, is all I'm saying. People who learn on their own sometimes have to put 10 times more work into it than someone who goes to school. So I give everyone credit across the board. So, excuse me. I do have a cough drop in my mouth, so I'm trying to not choke on that. The book is a nice book. It's not in color, which I don't, take away from anybody who doesn't do. It's just a picture. Don't take away from that. It's nice because I can read it. The lettering is not microscopic. A lot of detail in this book. So when you start off, my favorite thing to read is the dedication, because that tells me a lot about the writer. I love to read the forewords. I like to go through the contents or the index to see how the book is set up, to know how best to use the book. Reading the introduction, don't ever skip this. There's a lot of information here, so you don't want to skip this. And then a note on the journey. And this one I am going to read to you because I think this is important before we go any further on this. The traveler's journey has also been called the hero's journey. The most interpreters of the tarot see it. I'm trying to read it around the camera instead of in the camera because I can't see it on my screen. So I'm like looking over my phone. Okay, where was I? Of the tarot, see it symbolically unfolding through the 22 cards of the major arcana, most often starting with the 0, the Fool. The Alchemical Visions Tarot presents all 78 cards of the tarot as prescriptive of the journey. And the Fool is presented as the last card of the traveler's path. Why? Well, because the Fool is both the beginning and the end. Placed at the end of the tarot deck, the Fool reminds us that the road to psychic wholeness is as endless as the Ouroboros, and one of the most important decisions on the journey is to begin a new journey, to begin a travel once again, to again embark on the universe's great adventure. Now, the first card that we have is going to be the Magician. So with the Magician, I read through all of this for the Magician. And it really, I had to stop and I had to read it again. And I was just like, wow. It's always amazing to me to see things through others' eyes, to see things from a new perspective. It's amazing, and I love it. I love to never be right. I love to go, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, I was wrong about that. And oh, this is a new way of doing it. It's always a way of bringing in new knowledge, better knowledge, wiser. You know what I mean? I really enjoy that. And I don't mind people having a different ideal or perspective or way of doing things, because just because I do it to the left and they do it to the right, neither one of us is necessarily wrong. But isn't it great if you've always done it to the left to try doing it from the right for once? Because it's new and it's exciting and it's like, wow, that's cool. Now I could do it either way. Or I might like this way better. So never be closed-minded to think that I can't do something different, or my way is the highway, or my way is the right way. Don't ever think that way. Always have an open mind, because you may have been doing it wrong for 50 years. How are you ever going to know? So That's just my philosophy. So as I stated on this, I moved the Fool card to the beginning and then read about the Fool card. But I will be putting the Fool card back into the back of the deck because I completely see what this is about and how it works, and I love it. So this will be going back to the back of the deck. So what I'm doing right now is, because I only read about the 2 cards, I'm just going to be discussing those 2 cards. So right now we're talking about the box. So the way it comes is you have, like I said, this beautiful, gorgeous book, which is 182 pages. How beautiful. Okay. So now the cards are going to blow your mind. I mean, when I saw someone using these online, I said, I absolutely, without a doubt, have to get this deck. This is the bottom of the box. Look at that imagery. I'm a Leo, so you had me at lions. Okay, you had me at lions. But look at all the detail in here. Everything means something. Everything has a purpose. This isn't random. And I love to find out. It's like back in the day of Egypt and everything that they did. Everything was done for a very specific reason. Nothing was random. I love that. And I love learning why it is. Why is this here? Why is that dot red? You know, why are these rings here? Why are they red? Why is this here? Why is that there? I love learning what it all means and why it's all there. That's my favorite thing. You know, it's like being an archaeologist of knowledge. I love it. And then you have your card. How gorgeous is that you have that, but you don't just get one. You get another one. So if you love these images, which you are going to die over these images, they're glorious. You can buy them. So here is the .com site that you can go to, the email, and then you can order a print, which is amazing. So I love that you have not 1 but 2 cards. You can frame these. You can do all kinds of stuff. I'm just like, thank you for those. Now, these are 5 by 7s minimum. So they might be even just a tiny smidge even larger than that. But I know I measured them. They're 5 inches by 7 inches. These are huge. You can't shuffle. You're not shuffling these cards. I love how big these cards are. They're glorious, and you don't use these in the way you use a regular tarot deck. So it's really important that you read the book and you learn how to use these cards, because it's everything. Okay, so the cardstock is phenomenal. It's really great. They are glossy and a bit, they have on this side a little bit of a glare, but they're not sticky. They're really just right. I wish I could convince all tarot deck creators to edge their decks, just because it's so difficult for us to do it. And I know that a huge percentage of tarot users love an edged deck. And so if you did it in silver, stunning. If you did them in black, stunning. I know it's an added expense, but I think most people in the tarot community would pay extra. So you could do a deck that's edged, a deck that isn't, if you need a price difference to keep some cheaper. I just wish everyone that's creating decks would do the edging in creative process. It just makes it so much easier. All right, again, my own personal preference, but I know most tarot readers edge their decks. So, okay. Now, so we do have, like I said, the magnetic close on that box. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love the book. Love the box. Love, 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 love. Okay, the book's a little too heavy for my stand, so we'll... Oh, Can you stand on your own there, buddy? There we go. All right, front and center. There we have, is my light on my camera? Oh, bummer, it is. Okay. There we go. We'll avoid the light. You can still see. There is so much going on. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on in these cards. So because there is so much going on in these cards, you don't want to do a normal tarot use on them where you're pulling just tons and tons of cards, because you're going to miss all of the important details. Whoops. That's happening here. There's an important detail about the brain, about this flower lay, about the people, the path, the water, what's going on here, what's going on here, here, and here, about the person here. Everything on here, there's a purpose, a reason, and everything means something. So it's important. The details here are very, very important. So once you read about what this card's about and you learn what this card is, then it tells you just so much about what's going on. And it's making me look at the Fool card in a completely different way. And that doesn't mean that every other way is not correct. It's just I'm looking at the Fool card in a broader, it's like, oh, you meet somebody, you meet Sally. You're like, oh, Sally's a really good person. Then you learn, oh, Sally, goes to Africa and works with, at the orphanage. And you learn that Sally, goes and donates her time at the animal rescue. And you learn that Sally was one time, flew jets and flew in the war and is a fighter pilot. And you're like, whoa, so everything you're learning about Sally brings you this greater, deeper perspective of who she is as a person. That's what I'm saying here. You're learning about the broader, deeper, Fool. You know what I'm saying? All right. The next card is the Magician. I mean, the fact that the Magician has no skin. There's this sash that comes around that's the snake eating its own tail, the flower, everything that's going on here. And you have the wands and the swords and the cups and the pentacles, just like, you have on all your, magician cards. But here, the swords are pins, which, oh my gosh, that is so intelligent. The pen is mightier than the sword. The fact that they're using pens for swords, I'm bowing down. I am literally just bowing down. That's brilliant. Brilliant. When I read about the Magician, I was just like, I can't even. When I read Eric Dunn's Illuminati, when I read that book, I just was like, it blew me away. It wowed me. It just wowed me so much. And, he also did Apocalypsis. And I was just like, my goodness. Travis McHenry did the Evoking Angel, and he also did the whoops, oh, I just dropped everything. He also did the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, which I actually am blessed and honored enough to have been able to get. And reading his book, he put so much study and research into that book and the decks that he's done. He did the Angel and the Demon, and then the Oracle of the Heaven and Hell Oracle for both of those tarot decks. And it's incredible. It's incredible. So all of these tarot creators, Benedette, oh my gosh, my brain isn't even working right now. Bernadette, I couldn't even say it. Bernadette King. She did the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle. And if you read her book, it's I swear the books are where the magic is, people. It's really where the magic is. And Colette Baron Reed, if you research and find out about even just, she's done so many, but the postcards from Spirit, just I honor and appreciate these creators so, 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 so much. I'm not a fan of celebrity. I'm not a fan of like movie stars and all that kind of stuff. I appreciate good writing. I appreciate good acting. I'm a fan of that. That is what I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of celebrity. I am a fan of writers. Writers, because I am also a writer in some sense, but not to the level where these writers are in any way. But I'm such a fan of them being able to get it out there and in a book, and it's forever. It's out there forever, and it's magical. It's absolutely incredible. So, the reason I'm going into all of this is to just say, I am now a massive fan, Arthur. Or should I say, well, he's a PhD. So, this deck, it's like left me speechless. Yeah. So there's several decks that I have that just really blow me out of the water. Like I said, the last one was Travis McHenry's Oracle of Heaven and Hell, which really just like I'm a huge fan of. So the Alchemical Visions Tarot is what we're focusing on now, because I'm all over the board and you're probably like, what deck is this? The Alchemical Visions Tarot. Okay. So here we have the Magician. So now that I've gone into all this, I'm not going to go through the entire deck, only because I don't have enough memory or time to do that. But as you can see, these cards are just, not only are they works of art, but they are so in depth. And you're going to want to really take your time and read in depth about each and every one of these before you even think about starting to utilize them, because it's just going to make you the biggest fan. And these cards are going to make you a better tarot reader. I guarantee it. I don't care if you're the best in the world. Every time you allow yourself to enter into a new way of thinking, to a new plane, it broadens your mind. And oh my God, I mean, look at this Death card. Oh, and I love how we can have all of these different tarot and oracle cards, and how every time we use a different deck, we get a different tarot read, we get a different feel, we get a different message. One of the things I really like to do is I prefer to do in-person readings, because you get your strongest connection. And I like to allow the client to pick their tarot and oracle decks. There's a reason for that. People are drawn to what they need at that time. If someone were to be drawn to this deck, then they're supposed to receive a very specific kind of reading and message. If they pick the Oracle of Heaven and Hell Oracle deck, then they're meant to receive a very specific read. If they pick the Ark, or if they pick, Illuminati or Apocalypsis, or, the Ark, or any of those, whatever they're picking, the Dark Mansion, oh, love that one. Whatever deck that they pick, they're picking because they're drawn to it. They're drawn to it because the universe is leading them to it. So if you ever have the opportunity to allow your clients to pick their deck, I recommend it. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just saying, have you ever tried it? What were your results? Better? Same? Look at that. Wow. I mean, just wow. Hello, Ryan. Very interesting with this Four of Cups. So interesting. I'm just going to speed things up just a little bit. So I'm definitely, oh my gosh, look at that. I'm just going to kind of skim through here. It's definitely running out of time. I definitely recommend having this deck in your collection. And, oh, I can't fit any more in there. And to the creator of this deck, I am grateful that you made this. I am blessed to own it. I can't wait to learn more about it and to start working with this deck. Incredible, right? Okay, well, there you have the Alchemical Visions Tarot. And again, Amazon, around $30, including shipping. And I would definitely go and order yours today. These are giant, giant cards. And if, again, the backs, how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. All right, kittens, thanks for watching. Have a great day.